You can look amazing. You can make sure that you are on from head to toe, but it is just so important to do the inner work, because that way when you do the inner work, you'll know for sure, I'm not getting attention from this person or that person, but that's because something better is in store for me. If I swallow my fears, keep my message in a bottle, put a lock on my tears. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Ashley, and if you're returning, welcome back. So I'm sitting here actually at my daughter's school waiting for them to get out of school, and I had an idea for a video. So as the title says, you can be a bad without being a mad. And what I mean by this is, and this is something that I wish I understood when I was growing up, and I'm still growing up, of course, but there are a lot of times where as young women, we think we have to behave a certain way. I know for me personally, I'll use myself. I always grew up learning to be a good girl and to follow the rules and to be seen and not heard and all of those things. So it wasn't like I wasn't taught those things. I knew that. But it wasn't until like maybe my mid-20s to late 20s where I thought, this isn't working for me. I'm not getting the attention that I want. So guys think that I'm a prude or this or that. So, and they're not coming up to me, they're going to other girls. So I need to start acting like this other type of way, like basically a bad. And I just want to say that, looking at certain people that we're influenced by, we see that a lot and we think that that's the right way. And it's just not. You can look amazing. You can make sure that you are on from head to toe, but it is just so important to do the inner work, because that way when you do the inner work, you'll know for sure, I'm not getting attention from this person or that person, but that's because something better is in store for me. And that's hard sometimes when, let's say for example, you don't have friends, or you live somewhere where you're seen in a certain way and you just want attention. Like, that's normal, but you have to be self-assured in order to know, well, this just isn't right. This person just isn't right for me. This isn't what God's plan was for me. And when things are not working out the way that you want them to, a lot of times it is God's protection. And it's hard to know that when you're in the moment. It definitely took me kissing a few frogs to figure out, okay, well, the dope boys are not it. A lot of times they didn't even have what I thought they had, or if they did, they weren't sharing it with me. I didn't even know the game, you know what I mean? So I wasn't taught that, because I wasn't supposed to be dealing with those people. So I was never taught the game, so to speak. No. So I know sometimes we want a bad boy, but for me, what it came down to was, talking to a couple different bad boys, not agreeing with certain choices that they would make on a daily. Just like every day was a gamble. Every day was like just risk my life and just beat people up to the point where they're almost dead. Or like, I actually have someone that I know that is still locked up to this day. And that's why I say things like, you are always one choice away from a totally different life, because this person and his little crew beat this guy until he defecated on himself and lost control of his bowels and ended up being in the hospital. And this person got a lot of time in jail. And I'm not holding you down. Like, when you do stuff like that I don't agree with, and I know that it's not right, I'm not holding you down. Like, what do I look like, an idiot? Like, that's where I draw the line. I came to realize, you know what, I'm not a ride or die type of chick. Like, I wasn't raised this way. And it is difficult, like, once you start dealing with things like that and then trying to get out of that, it is a little bit difficult, because people will put a guilt trip on you, and oh, well, you ain't loyal and all this stuff. And it's like, think about 10, 15, even 20 years down the line. What do you want for yourself? What do you see for yourself? Do you see yourself having kids that don't know where their dad is? And I know things can happen, like people can die in unexpected ways, but to me, it's just not worth it to have someone that you have to constantly go see at a jail cell. Or it's not cute. Like, at first it's like, okay, but then it's like, okay, this person has absolutely nothing to offer me, and the only reason that they're even speaking to me on a consistent basis is because they literally have nothing else to do. And that was so obvious. So, and then a lot of times these little dope boys, they put on like they have it, but they're not even like the head person. And the head person, if you want to talk to them, you're taking an even bigger risk. So I know the title says, you know, it's about being a baddie, but being a baddie means having a good heart, and being a baddie means not letting people take advantage of you. Being a baddie is not just face value, it's the inner work that you do, because that's what's going to exude out and make you shine and make you that much more beautiful. You know, I've been going out a lot lately during the day or whatever with no makeup on, and I've been getting so many compliments on my skin and how it's glowing, and I'm just like, that's inner work, because I literally still have blemishes on my face, new blemishes, but I'm being told that my skin is beautiful. It's because I'm radiating that, and I know I am. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. There's nothing wrong with doing your private work and having to, it's so important to have at least 15 to 20 minutes to yourself daily to do private work, where you can think, where you can meditate, where you can journal, where you can pray, where you can just be with self, with no distractions. That's very important. That is the key to how to live a more happy life, honestly, truly. And I didn't even meditate today. Like, I'm bad, I didn't meditate today. That's really all it is, you guys, is that inner work on self, you know, not taking away from self to work on someone else. It's all about you. And once you get that down and you get a good system going, I think you'll be unstoppable, honestly, and certain people won't even bother you because they know they're not on your level. It's a wonderful feeling, honestly. A part of that is not being that evil, you know, self-loathing, woe is me person, because I've definitely had my bouts with that, where I was exuding so much toxic energy onto other people, and I still sometimes catch myself doing it because I have mood swings, and you know, I might dump on someone, but I have to catch myself. I have to apologize when I'm wrong, and I have to try harder not to do it again and communicate. So it's very important to have people that are patient with you and that understand your process and what you're going through. But it's also important for you to do the work to try to prevent making someone feel like crap, or if you think you made someone feel like crap, to say, you know, I wasn't trying to say this. What I was trying to say was blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, sometimes you will have to humble yourself and explain yourself, and just to ensure that you can maintain healthy relationships, which I've not been the best at, to be honest with you guys. That's something that you may not know, but I've had a very hard time maintaining relationships, just trying to be somebody that I wasn't, and just even if I was dealing with people that weren't good for me, or, you know, I don't know, it's just so many different things and situations that have occurred in my life that I feel like I want to teach people about. I feel like a lot of times I made things harder than they had to be, and I just didn't know how to just shut up and just do. I didn't know how to do that for a long time. I didn't know how to just be quiet and listen to things that people would say instead of just responding and being angry and getting my point across and all those things. It was very difficult for me to learn that, and I've just been through so many different phases, and I'm sure I'll go through more phases, but I know who I don't want to be ever again. And so I focus on being a role model and someone that people can look up to, people can talk to, and people can learn from. And I think that's what's getting me through, and being able to talk to you guys and not make everything so like sad and depressing. Like, there are depressing things that go on. There are, days when I don't feel my best, but it's still, there's just like this little light that you'll probably just, you probably have the same thing. It's like, wow, this day was crap, but at least I know I have to look forward to another day that I can be better, or I can help someone, or I can say something nice to someone. You know, it's about being a baddie. It's truly about speaking good things to yourself and about yourself. When people compliment you, it's about taking that compliment and not immediately saying something like self-loathing. Oh, don't do that anymore. If you do that, don't do that anymore. If someone gives you a compliment, take that compliment. That's someone admiring you. That's someone that sees something in you. Maybe you don't see it in yourself. Take the compliment, internalize it, and say, you know what? Maybe I'm not so bad looking after all. Maybe I'm not such a bad person after all. If one person can see good in you, 1,000 people can see good in you, 1,000,000 people can see good in you. And that's truly how I want you to tailor your thought process. Even if it's been 2-3 months since someone has made a compliment to you. Sometimes we're not even open to compliments. Sometimes we walk around, I don't know, just not looking like we want to receive a compliment. Or that we sometimes we just look like we don't even want someone to speak to us. But that's okay. You can change that. You can change that. Do your inner work, you know, and that is what truly makes the difference between a baddie or a maddie. You know what I mean? It's just those simple things that we kind of just bypass, you know, because life is life and life is hard, but there are times where you can make it worthwhile and you can just be happy. And people will see that. I promise you they will. So thank you guys so much for listening to this video. I just wanted to say something really quick, and I hope you guys are having a great week, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.